All righty, let's see what we got tonight. Looks like I got one in here. I'll come on in the house. Can't start talking till we get some people in here. Do. Hey Joe, what's going on, man? How you been today? Daniel, how you doing? Hope everybody's doing good today. Wasn't sure I was going to make it in tonight. Had a lot of things to do, and just came from outside. I'm still hot. Been in the shed working. Yeah, I was trying to get things done. I had a little list of stuff I was trying to get done, and I got about half of it. I wanted to work on my boat a little bit and get blind on it, but it didn't happen. I was able to get some video for 3 upcoming videos, and got some decoys lined up and fixed up. So that was about it. So what? Being this Wednesday, I'm assuming everybody worked today. I hear you. Oh man. Well, say, John, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate y'all coming in. Not much going on. Just a lot of. I had a day off, so I was trying to get some stuff done around the house, getting some stuff done for duck hunting, getting decoys lined up. Oh, John. Did y'all fish today? Was kind of hoping I could get my boat blind today, but other things took a turn. John, what kind of that little handheld camera that you carry with you when you're doing your filming? What can you either put that in the chat or send me a text on what that is? I need to get another camera. Oh, you're at the coast trying to catch those big snooks. Hold on, I gotta write that down. I got a pencil around here somewhere. Is there a zoom on that little camera where it can zoom in and out before I start looking it up? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I picked this camera up a while back. It's one of those little 4K cameras that it was fairly cheap. I mean, I knew it was a cheap camera when I bought it. I mean, it was less than $200, and I didn't have the right codec in my computer, so I had to finally get the right codec to where I could play the audio or play the video. And now when I shoot video, the audio does not match up to the video. So I don't know if I still got the wrong codec or not, but I'm fixing to throw this up against the wall. It's brand new, and I can't get it to work right. It'll follow, face follow. Wow. Now, do you just is there a mount so you can mount that to something, or is it just handheld only? Okay, cool. I mean, I got GoPros. And what, but I just wanted something with some zoom, a handheld for zoom. And I filmed. Hey, Chase, what's going on, Bubba? And I want something with a good zoom so I can zoom in on stuff. And you can't really do that with a GoPro. And I got another handheld is about ready to die, so I gotta find something. Zoom isn't that great, but it's good. Okay. Wow, I got 10 people in here already. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button for me. Sure would be appreciated. I got this camera. This is my standby, but right now it's all taped up because it fell during the got knocked over at a festival. And I'll be filming with it, and then all of a sudden it'll cut off, and then I've got to start it up again, and it's just aggravating. David, how you doing? I hope everything's okay. Good, buddy. I saw a post you had. I'm just making sure everything's all right. David, I got that package in the mail from you the other day. I did a video on it today. I'll probably have it out in the next couple of days. Off the Res Catfish Hunter, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. I hear you, David. Chase, they specking outdoor filming. What? They specialize. Oh, get a camera from Campbell. Yeah, I would love to afford one, buddy. I really would. I really would. At one time, I was fixing to buy a whole setup from them, and then had some things happen, and I couldn't do it. And but yeah, I would love to get some of their equipment. Doc uses the same one you use, right? They still up north, from what I'm understanding, Chase. I actually did a video on that today as well. I'll have that out hopefully, and hopefully shortly. It's still warm up north, man. It is still warm up north. I'm guys I've been talking to. They're still up. They're up north, and they're still shooting blue wing teal. So it just hadn't got cold enough. Now I know there's a front moving down, so they may have pushed those birds out, and maybe some early migrators. But right now, I'm hearing the ducks are still in Canada, or what's there is still in Canada. With all the droughts and stuff, I don't know what kind of hats we're going to have this year. I mean, I don't know what kind of birds we're going to have. I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of mature birds and very few juveniles, and that ain't good. Okay, so you're seeing a few more. Yeah, I mean there's a small cold front up north, and I'm hearing some big ducks have pushed in up there, but from Canada. But I'm more concerned about the hatch, and you know, being a lot of juvenile, not will not be a lot of juveniles. It did get hit a little bit. It was still unusually warm. It was still unusually, it was not as wet as it could have been. And you need that ice and snow to fill those holes up, to fill those potholes up. Leslie, hey, wow, okay. Hey, how you doing? Becca, how you doing? Welcome in. So I just don't, and it looks like this year, looking at weather predictions. I was looking at them earlier today or this morning, doing some research on it, and they're still calling for a mild and wet winter. Um, Even in Canada, mild and wet. A lot of places. Yeah, I know, John. And that's when they usually get here, and then they bypass us. And what's happening, bro? Welcome in. Appreciate you coming. Yeah, I'm thinking about carrying a rod in my boat this year. I really am. Once I get the blind on it, I'll see if I can still keep the trolling motor on, lay it on top of a blind. When I finish duck hunting, I may drop the trolling motor down and bump some trees. Well, I have not heard that, Daniel. Yeah, trust me, I want to get down there, John. I want to get down there big time. Daniel, I have not heard that. But if they do, I mean, honestly, it it wouldn't hurt if they'd keep it drawn down and oxygen, man, I don't even know if that's a word. Get some oxygen into the soil. I don't know, man. Uh, but it won't unless we get cold weather. Unless we get some seriously cold weather, I just don't see anything happening right now. Yeah, that's the word. That's the word, Anti. I appreciate it. It's been a long day for me, guys. But we had about normal water here this year as far as rainfall is concerned. They kept the locks open. It seemed like because the swamp would flood, but it would drop down kind of quick. And there was a lot of vegetation growing. I mean, I came across a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen in a long time, and that's a good thing. Um, so now you just got to go and find that good vegetation. But um, the water levels were never high enough for me to get back into some of the spots that I normally go to. Even with a mud motor, you just can't get in them. It's just too shallow. And then, which is a good thing because it's gonna grow grasses and stuff, and we need that. But looking at the weather, like I said, looking at the predictions, it's gonna be um, mild to and wet in the north, and low anywhere from, depending on where you're at in the states, in the southern states, it's going to be mild to cold and wet. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Outdoor Jack, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it was low, but it wasn't as low as I've seen it. And go ahead, man. Go ahead, Anti. Um, it was still a little high last year for me where I hunt. Some of the holes that I go to was still pretty deep. Where I'm normally in, 8 to 12 inches of water, and it was 4 to 6 feet in some places. So I guess I gotta wait. East of the Rockies. Well, I don't know how they're reporting more ducks than ever this year when there was a drought in the prairie pothole region, and these ducks lost a lot of their nesting areas. And what I have seen in the reports from Delta and from Ducks Unlimited was there was a low bird count. And even with what bird count they could do, they're not predicting a lot of juvenile ducks, even in the central and Mississippi flyways, because of these prairie pothole regions not holding water in where they were at. So, and talking with people who live up there, it was been dry. Northern Minnesota was dry. I mean, I was looking at aerial photos. If I don't know if Cody from After Five Outdoors is in here or if he's going to come in tonight, but I mean, he sent me pictures of some of the lakes that they've got up there that were probably 10 to 12 foot low. And they can't even get a boat in a ramp in certain lakes and marshes. So I don't know how they're saying that there's more ducks right at this point. No, I don't really trust anything DU says half the time, Chase. But I know that DU does. They try to promote ducks and more and promote duck hunting, and they usually give a better outlook. And from what I'm hearing, there's not a good outlook. Yeah, Anti. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how people are saying there's more ducks. I think you're going to see a lot more mature ducks, but you're not going to see those. Well, Monica, happy belly button day to you too. That made me laugh. Sunfish, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you coming in. So I don't know how they're gonna sit there and say that there's more ducks. I just don't see it. Right. I mean, I just don't see it right now until I start hearing more reports. Well, yeah, Chase. There was a cold front that came in. There was a cold front that pushed down last week, and it brought in a lot more ducks. But the week before that, they were still shooting teal. And again, it's still not warm. Now, you're going to have early migrations. You're going to have an early migration. Always do. You're going to have some ducks that move a whole lot sooner than others. And they hunted that cold front. Yeah, I was about to say they had to hunt that cold front. You're always going to have that. I mean, we had a cool front in August, and I saw a bunch of teal come in, and then they were gone by September. So you're always going to have that little push, but I just don't think you're going to have a huge push in the southern states like we normally have. Now, I'm not just talking South Carolina. I'm talking about when I say the southern wintering grounds across the country. That was on that little small cold front. That's that short cold front that came down last week. You know, I haven't seen them bottomland. I was able to hunt 2 days during the early teal season. That was the only time that I could hunt because of I was going on a trip to Kentucky and I had to work right before I left. So I only hunted 2 days and I did not see the first teal. But I will tell you, if my notes, I keep semi good notes. About 4 years ago, we had a similar weather pattern as we're having right now, and I was shooting blue wing teal in January here in South Carolina. So, you know, they may come in and push around a little bit. Yeah, in little to no water. I think the duck numbers are going to be low this year, Chase. You know, and I listen. You know, it's all about predictions. It's not I don't have the science. You know, I'm not a biologist. I don't claim to be a biologist. It's just, you know, what I have seen in all my years of hunting and experience and looking at weather patterns, which I do every year about this time. I start really getting down on them and trying to figure out what's going on. As far as Atlantic flyway is concerned, I mean, our flyway is about shot, you know, with, you know, urbanization. Backwoods Misfit, how you doing, bud? You know, with the urbanization, nesting habitat being destroyed, that kind of thing. Let's see, bottomland feeders. My personal swamp is still holding them good up this way. So you have blue wing teal up in your area. That's crazy, man. Give me a call. Give me a call. I'll head up that way. Well, listen, And what I'm hoping for is that the weather predictions are that it's going to be colder than it normally is. That's what I want to see. Now, whether that's going to happen or not, that's to be seen. I hope they're wrong on that. I hope they get a lot of snow up in Canada. I hope they get a lot of snow in the Prairie Pothole region, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana area, to fill these potholes up. So when the returning ducks next spring, they'll have a place to nest in that area. They don't have to keep going further north into Canada up to the boreal forest. From from the western to east or east to west, they got it right there. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, but those mallards there, man, they're pin raised mallards. And that's what I'm hoping for, Anti, is that we get enough cold this year to freeze up these places. So when it melts, it'll give water and a lot more nesting areas. Appreciate that, Monica. Everything you're doing right now, I do appreciate it. I definitely could use it. Yeah, I was down in that area a couple weeks ago, Chase, and I mean, I see geese every time I go, and they're on these neighborhood ponds. You go to Myrtle Beach, and I mean, you got mallards flying into the ponds all over the place. But you know as well as I do, they're pin raised birds, and they're just not going to go anywhere. Remember something, guys. Ducks need three things. I've said it once, said it twice, said 1,000 times. Might have said it 1,001 times here. They need food, water, and rest. Hey, I can't tell the difference between a pin raise and a wild mallard in the air. I can't when I put them in my hand. But that's a whole different subject. We could talk about that in a minute if you like. But they need food, water, and rest. And that's all they need. So if they have food, water, and rest, they're not going to move. The only thing that's going to push them is extreme weather and a lot of pressure. And that is going to push birds down. So I know Chase has probably seen it, and probably some of you other guys have seen it as well. I've seen mallards and pintails and widgeon on top of ice feeding in a cornfield or in a corn pond. I've seen it. And if they can get to the corn or they can get to the feed, then they're going to stay right there. They don't need water right there where they're at. They can fly 50 to 100 miles easy and to go head south and get below the ice line to get water and roost up and then fly back. I mean, a lot of people, they have this misconception of a migration. They think they get up from up north and they fly straight south, and they don't. They fly south and then they turn around and fly back up north. If the weather, clears up and thaws out a little bit, they'll fly north again. They'll fly east. They'll fly west. The migration, can go at any time. I mean, I've seen birds. I've been in some good places to duck hunt, and let's just, for example, the one time in Arkansas where we saw birds flying birds flying north, and they were high birds. They were migrating birds, and they were flying north. They were going to feed somewhere. Now, where I was at was in northeast Arkansas, so that would be Missouri, right close to it. So were they going into Missouri and then coming back to Arkansas at night to roost up? Were they flying there in the morning to feed? Let's see. Chase, flooded crops ruin the natural migration of waterfowl. Yes, sir. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Because, you know, and what I mean, and what I hope you mean by that, Chase, is I have no problem with somebody flooding in a harvested agricultural field, if that's what they want to do. I got no problem with that. For example, a rice field. You plant a rice field, you plant the rice, you harvest the rice, you take it out of the field. Well, you're always going to have a ratoon crop because you're going to have some waste grain that hits the ground, and you're going to have a ratoon crop. And that's going to grow up. Now, it's commonly referred to as red rice, because there's, it's not, they're not going to reharvest that, and the ducks will feed on it. So, all right, Monica. So, having that, I got no problem with a harvested agricultural field, whether it be rice, corns, or beans. What I do have a problem, and which I do not agree with, is flooding a cornfield or a unharvested cornfield. It's not natural. I've never known a farmer who farms corn and then floods it and then harvests it later. It's just not done. On the same token, I am not going to tell a man that he can or can't do on his property. I may not agree with it. I'll have a civil discussion about it. We'll state the facts. He state his facts. I'll state my facts. We can come to an agreement to disagree, shake hands, and walk away. That's fine. I got no problem with it. But to, now if you want to plant rice and harvest that rice, or you want to, and I agree, Chase. I agree. It isn't a normal agricultural practice, and it shouldn't be allowed. Period. And I agree 100% with you. But right now, the way the law is written, they can do it. And as long as that law is written and it is legal, I'm not going to tell a man what he can or can't do. I'm just saying I don't agree with it. Now if you want to plant or manipulate the soil to grow springletop or smart weeds or something like that, and then flood, I have no problem with that. That's I'm not, there's no problem with that. Yep, I'm in agreement with you there, Joe. I agree with you, Chase. 100%. Like I said, 100%. I don't believe in pen raised birds. It's a detriment to the wild mallard. Because anybody who doesn't think that a pen raised bird, genetically, they're not a wild mallard, and they can have bad genes, even though they say they don't. You cannot convince me of anything otherwise. And we have seen, we've seen in the past where these birds were banded and they were harvested in other locations out west and up north. They will migrate with the wild birds. But I just don't believe in the pen raised stuff. And yeah, you're right. You're 100% right, Chase. And again, man buys a piece of property, wants to make his little piece of duck heaven. An individual, like I said, I can't tell a man what to do or what not to do on his property. That's like me coming into your house and telling you that you've got to, you need to grow certain bushes, or you need to grow, you need to cut your grass twice a week, or you can't fly that flag. I'm not going to tell a man what to do on his property. What I am going to say is I don't believe in it. I think it hurts more than it helps. Another thing is there's, to be quite honest, Chase, there's not enough wild food on the lakes. There really isn't. And the only way to get wild food growing is to draw the lakes down. Now, Santee Cooper is not going to do that. Let's just face that fact quickly. They're not going to do it. They may draw down water to fix locks or fix the dam or do something like that at a certain time of the year. But for them to draw it down during peak growing times, for the express purpose of growing food for wild ducks, they're not going to do it. I mean, they're a business. They're in business to make electricity, and they're just not going to do it. Now, the Santee Cooper does have an aquatic team that is doing their very best, and I believe it in my heart. I've talked to them. I've worked with them a little bit. That they are trying to get different types of SAV, subaquatic vegetation, in the lakes that is good for the lakes. Hydrilla is not good. Me and you both like it. We like it because it brought a lot of ducks. It brought other ducks, divers, gadwall and the widgeon and ringnecks and diving ducks. Your bluebills, your redheads, your canvasbacks. You had all that there, but they're not going to put hydrilla back in the lake. They're just not going to do it. And yeah, you're right about the girl at the refuge. I remember that debacle. So unless they draw the lakes down to get good foods growing, whether it be Springletop or smartweed and stuff, is the only time we're going to see any good food on the lake. And they're just not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. These private impoundments, again, it's a love-hate relationship with me. I don't like the fact that a lot of them are flooding corn. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that they have pen-raised birds. These mallards. I don't know. I can't tell you the difference when they're flying. Honestly, I can't. And, if one gets in range, I'm going to shoot it. The only way I can tell is to look and check their feet and see if they got all their toes. If they got all their toes, then 90% of the time they're a wild mallard. If not, if they're missing a toe, then it's a pen-raised bird. But while they're flying, I've had some people say, "Oh, I can tell the difference." Oh, good for you. I can't. Sorry, I can't tell the difference. But I know that the refuge is planting. They're planting rice. And again, if they're planting, and they got food, water, and rest, they don't need to get up and go anywhere. They might get up and go and stretch their wings a little bit, but for the most part, they're not going to go far. Again, going back to the private impoundments, and I'm not just singling out SCWA, or any of the other individuals that are in there, because there's a lot of guys there that are really trying to make their own little piece of heaven. Yeah, that's true, Jace. When you see 300 of them, yeah. But in the same flock, and they get up high, circle around, and go right back in the same hole they came out of. But they're trying to make their own little piece of duck heaven. Again, I don't agree with them flooding corn, but I do know that they bring ducks in, and they bring ducks to the area, and these ducks stay around. So then it becomes a when are they when are they hunting, to get these ducks stirred up, and where you can go, because let's face this, there's only a handful of places you can, and everybody knows where they're at, so everybody goes there. And then it's just like a big dove shoot. You can't work ducks that way. You can't. That's why I get away from everybody and go do my own thing. You happen to have a schedule there, huh? Size better. Oh, that's funny. Well, I pretty much know when they hunt too. But and so a lot of times I'll go to off-beaten places where I may not have the best of luck, but I'm off by myself. And if I do get ducks, then I can work them. And then I usually wait. Till after Christmas, and I go to some of the other places. But there's a lot of money involved in all this, and I got it. My thing was when they dropped the mallard limit on the Atlantic Flyway down to 2. How is that going to affect the private impoundments? Were people still going to plant these private impoundments for 2 ducks? And I got it. You can shoot summer ducks and you can shoot ringnecks and all that. We might have, Chase. That's fine. This is duck talk, man. We're talking ducks, and this is part of it. And but when the Atlantic Flyway, when they went down to 2 ducks, 2 mallards rather, was that going to affect the private impoundments? And I got it. There's other ducks they can shoot. There's summer ducks they can shoot. There's ringnecks they can shoot. There's teal. There's gadwall. I mean, have been some pintails in the last few years. I've actually seen an uptick in pintails in the last few years, and an uptick in widgeon as well. So what is the thing here? What? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. How is that going to affect them? Are they going? Are they going to abide by that 2 mallard because they're on private land and nobody's really going to check them? Are they going to stop? Are they just continue and shoot other ducks? So, there's a whole big discussion on that. I mean, it's well, I don't know if the government can actually stop the mallard. I mean, well, they could. I mean, they could, but really, I mean, I respect your opinion a lot, Chase. I hope you understand that. I just think that I don't think the government would try to do that. I mean, they could. I'm not saying they couldn't, but there's too much money involved. There's way too much money involved. And a lot of the politicians go to some of these impoundments to hunt. And I'm not talking about just the ones that are in on our lakes. I mean, there's impoundments all over the state and up and down the East Coast, as a matter of fact. So politically, they trying to stop. I don't think so. That would be absurd, to be quite, in my opinion. It's duck hunting is getting political. I mean, very, very political. I mean, let's think about it. Waterfowl hunting in the United States is the only this federally government regulated migratory birds, doves, ducks, geese, and all migratory waterfowl, migratory fowl. Period. Deer hunting, elk hunting, big game hunting, that's regulated by the states. Quail hunting is regulated by the states, rabbit hunting, all that stuff. That's all regulated by the states. The only thing that the federal government dips their finger into is migratory birds. And I just don't see them trying to shut that down. Yeah, that's right, Joe. Oh man, that's good conversation. I like this kind of stuff. Come on, bring it out. Type something up. But all I'm doing right now is I'm praying that the weatherman was wrong and that we get a lot colder weather. I'd like to see 2 or 3 huge nor'easters come in. Hey, Chase, I'll tell you, there's been some days I was happy that it was just 3 because I only saw 2 or 3. So, I think the woody limit's fine where it is. I actually, I never did like the 3 bird limit on that to begin with, but I tell you what I would like to see is the way they do in Kentucky and Tennessee and Florida during the early teal season. Those 2 weeks, they take 1 week and they give us a 2 summer duck limit along with teal. Oh, I know you are, buddy. I know you are. I don't want to take away from the topic at hand, but if we have time, I would like some advice on hunting logs or hunting dogs. Which one are you saying? But I would like to, Daniel, just let me know if that's log or dog. I would like to see him give us a 2 summer duck limit during the first week of teal season is what I would like. Yeah, I was in Kentucky this year, Chase. I mean, I actually shot wood ducks in a dry field, dude. It was unbelievable. It was crazy. Got it on film? Check it out. I mean, we only shot 2, but dadgum, it was 2. But I would like to see that. I think that would be kind of cool. Oh, hunting logs as in notes. Okay. If you have a particular question, ask it. I'll tell you what I do, and maybe that'll help you out here in a minute. Let me finish this thought in my head. I'll go there. But I had a blast in Kentucky shooting summer ducks, and we could shoot 2, and that was cool with me. All right, bro, we can do that. I am planning on going to Kentucky during the early season, their early season from now on. I'm serious. I'm planning on doing that. But if you want to go into Tennessee, that's fine with me too. Yeah, we'll roll. Daniel, hunting logs, as in notes. Okay, I'll tell you what I do. 1 second. Okay. I'll tell you what I do is I write down, of course, the date. I write down the weather, how cold it is, wind direction, that kind of thing. I also write down where I'm hunting. I have, for instance, let's say I'm hunting, the Dorito hole. I'm just making this name up. So I'm hunting a place called the Dorito hole. That's just a hole known to me that I have marked. I'll write that down. I'll write down what I see. How many ducks I see, what kind of ducks I see. Is it raining? Is it sunny? Is it snowing? How many ducks did we kill? I write that all down, and I keep it in a notebook. There are apps that you can purchase. Ducks Unlimited has an app, I know. There is another YouTuber that a lot of people in here probably know about, and that's Freelance Duck Hunting. And although I have never used his app, my understanding is he's got a really good app that he sells that you can write a lot of information down. And you can do it right on your phone while you're there. I usually wait till I get home and write it down. I write the water levels, what the water level is that day. I go into NOAA as far as NOAA.gov, and I type in, for instance, I'm hunting Santee, and I'll type in Lake Marion, and it tells me what the water level is, what the pool level, what the flood stage is, and all that stuff, and then I write down what they're saying. Dukes, what's happening, bro? Appreciate you coming in. I was up in your neck of the woods the other day, man. I tried giving you a call. You must have either been on a tractor or somewhere because I couldn't get a hold of you. I had to go to St. Matthews and pick my boat up. But Daniel, that's what I do. And as far as that being a topic, dude, listen, it's all about ducks tonight. So we can go any direction. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Yeah, I've been kind of busy myself. Had day off today. I got some worked on some decoys and worked on a couple of videos. And then I was going to work on the boat, get the blind on it, but I ran out of daylight. But Daniels, I don't use, like I said, I don't use the apps that much. So I write things down. Yeah, I'm just old school that way. Merg, shoot or pass? Chase, that depends on where I'm at. If I'm in Arkansas, I'll let them pass. If I'm in Louisiana, I'll let them pass. If I'm in the state of South Carolina and I see a nice drake, I'll bust him because I want to get one. I want to get a nice one mounted. So, no, I want to get one mounted, bro. I have eaten them. A lot of garlic, more garlic than you want. It is not my favorite duck. I know some people who can cook them, and they taste absolutely awesome. But I try to shoot a drake because I want to get one mounted. And if it's something, if I mess him up, I will freeze him whole and use him for dog training later in the year. And I'll use them for dog training. So I try not to go and shoot a lot of them. Again, I'm trying to shoot one as a trophy to have mounted because I think they're beautiful ducks, that black and white on them. But it's like little butterballs. I've always called them butterballs. I don't know what else you call them. What's the real name? Buffalo heads. I think they're just a very beautiful duck, and I've shot them. I've tried to cook them. I don't like them that often, but I got them. I got some that I got a couple that I mounted, so they're like a little trophy bird. Did you pick one out? Yeah, dude. When I come down, I mean, I really do. I mean, whoever else is with them, I mean, I'm looking for just a trophy, take home and get mounted. I just think they're a pretty duck, and even my wife says they're pretty, and she wants one. So, but every time I shoot one, I mess it up. Yeah, I mean, they're Jeremy Albritton. What's going on, bro? Like I said, I've cooked them. I didn't like it. Maybe it was just the way I cooked them. But maybe I messed it up. But I do know a guy that can cook them, and to be honest, they were delicious. And I don't know what he did to them. He wouldn't tell me. Not much, Jeremy. Just had a day off. Worked on some decoys today, and got video for some. Got some film for some video. So I'm hoping to get another one out this week. Wanted to work on the boat today, get the blind on it, but I just ran out of daylight. But I'll tell you, Chase, what my wife told me is she wants me to shoot a swan, and go. The only place I know is go to the Dakotas or North Carolina or North Dakota or North Carolina and shoot a swan. She wants one mounted on the wall. So I don't know, Chase. I don't know right now. I've had a lot of invites here lately, and I'm having to turn things down out of state this year. Some things have come up. Chase, I've got a contact up on the coast of North Carolina, and if I can get a hold of him and see what the cost would be, it may be something I do. But I really do. I do. I mean, you can only shoot one, and I'd like to go. I'd like to go up there and do it. Just go to a pond and knock one in the head. Yeah, Jeremy, a couple of guys did that a few years ago. Chase probably remembers it. They got busted at the boat landing. Yep, Chase. But what I'm saying is, I got a contact up there that might take us. You understand what I'm saying? He might have the place to take us. Oh, you knew the guy personally? Wow. But I have a lot of ducks on my bucket list. My first. I mean, of all the years that I've been hunting, I have yet to shoot a whistling duck, and I see them before the season, and then when the season comes in, I never see them. And I'd like to get one of those. You tried to tell the game warden they thought they were snows. Yeah. But then he put them on. My understanding, he put them on Facebook. Now, I don't know how true that is. I never saw it, so tough break. But I want a whistling duck. Yeah, I've seen that one too, Anti. I want a swan. I want a whistling duck. I want a cinnamon teal drake. Those are on my bucket list. That's pretty cool, Chase. A buddy of mine here in Sumter, he's got a little overflow pond. So when they get a lot of water, a little pond fills up. And in the past, there's been some summer ducks using it, but I actually got film of whistling ducks in that pond. I was actually sneaking up on them with my camera and got film of them. I actually posted a video on it, I think. Should have been sneaking over with a shotgun. As far as, well, I need let's see, I need the whistling ducks. I need a cinnamon teal, and that will cover my puddle ducks. As far as divers go, I've got all the inland what I call inland divers, your canvasbacks, bluebills, both lesser and greater. Of course, ringnecks, redheads. I've got that down. I don't have any of the sea ducks, none of the sea ducks. So none of the Scotias and the Harlequins, none of that stuff. As far as geese go, I've got the only Canada goose subspecies that I don't have is the Richardsons. I believe that's what it's called. And the Pacific brand. I do have an Atlantic brand. I shot many years ago. Dukes, that's cool, man. A cinnamon teal in North Dakota. Yeah, that's a definite prize. Hey, Irene, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. That'd be kind of cool, Chase. Matter of fact, the company that I work for, their main office is up there, and that'd be kind of cool. I could go visit them when I'm done duck hunting. We'll talk about it, man. Tina, how you doing? Layout boat hunting. Yep. I've done it on freshwater, but I've never done it out in the oceans. Duggar, how you doing? Get them to put us. We'll see what happens, man. Yeah, their main office is up in Massachusetts, and I've got a really good friend of mine that lives up there. So I may have to hit him up. I think if we bring him some South Carolina barbecue and some boiled peanuts, he'd probably give us. He might give us a place to sleep. You shooting old squaws? I'm still going to call them old squaws, man. But I'll tell you a funny story, Chase. The very first old squaw or longtail that I had ever shot, I had never even seen one before. I was in Texas, and I was in a little area in western Texas called Plainview, and we were hunting some playa lakes. Now, these are the old buffalo wallows from back in the day, and they just fill up with water. And this little duck came flying through, and it buzzed the decoys, and no one knew what it was. And when it came by a second time, they told me to shoot it. I was young at the time, and I reached out and I knocked the snot out of him, and nobody knew what it was. We actually had to take a little book. I've got it somewhere around here. I've got a little pamphlet around here somewhere that I used to carry around when I was a kid, and I looked it up, and it was an old squaw hen. But the funny thing to me was I shot it in Texas, in the middle of nowhere, not even close to the ocean. Wasn't even close. Duggar had a monster 5x5 mule in his front yard today. You had, so does that mean he's on the ground or he just let him walk? You harassed Kyle enough. You're back here. Yeah, there's a lot of good channels that are doing live streams tonight. Kyle at Dark 30 is one of them. I think Frontier Survival is another. But yeah, that was the first old squaw I'd ever shot. I've shot several of them since then, but the very first one was in Texas, West Texas, Plainview, Texas, in a playa lake. Crazy. And another story. Thank you. That time of year, man, sinuses going crazy. Well, you married a longtail or an old squaw? She's gonna pop you upside the head with a cast iron skillet, and I will laugh. So the next video I see y'all in, and you got a bandage around your head, we'll all know what happened. What was it? Shot a bluebill in Arkansas one year in a rice field. Had a lot of water. Had a big storm came through and dumped a tub of water into this field. an old squawk. Well, we were hunting this field. We were hunting this rice field. We're laying on the dikes, and we're using backboards on the rice dikes. And I saw it coming, and it was flying low. I said, I thought to myself, this is a diver. And as it got closer, I realized it was a greater bluebill, and I smacked the snot out of it. And I've shot them in Arkansas. I've shot bluebills in Arkansas on the catfish ponds and whatnot, but I'd never seen one in a rice field. That's funny, Doug. That is cool, Chase. The last canvasbacks, well, I was up in Virginia one year with some friends many years ago, and drove all the way up there to hunt 2 days, and we could only shoot one canvasback a piece, and that's all we hunted. We had bluebills, we had all kind of ducks flying around us, but nobody wanted to shoot because we were waiting on the canvasbacks. We all got our canvasbacks. I shot quite a few of them on the lake when we had hydrilla. That's what I'm thinking, Chase. At least you'd have had a 5x5. I have not, John. I sent out a post on the Carolina Wildlife Syndicate. If anybody knew of these decoys, and I never got a response back. I posted it on Facebook. Don't think I haven't thought of that, Chase. Oh, did I say that out loud? I actually I sent those. Just so you know, John, I sent them to a buddy of mine. He said that he thought a couple of them were Masons. He was real interested in the one with the duck call in it, but he didn't know who the makers might have been. I posted Chase. I posted a bunch of pictures on Facebook. From John sent me a bunch of pictures of some old decoys. Let's see if I can. Um, Give me a minute. Can y'all see that? All right, Chase. I'll send him the pictures to you and see if he can identify them. Give me a while. I'll probably do it after the live stream. I don't think he wants to sell them. I don't know. You have to talk to John with Small Water Charters. Oh well, everything's for sale then. Pontoon Jody, how you doing? John, yes or no? Can I give Chase your phone number and I'll let y'all two discuss that? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Y'all give me a second. Well, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Ah. There you go, Chase. All right, Chase, I just sent you John at Small Water Charter's phone number, and y'all can have that conversation. I mean, you can have it right here too, as well as far as I'm concerned. But that way, y'all can talk. Charles Witter, how you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. Jody, you're doing good. That's great. You catch any fish? Oh goodness. Let's see here. And call still works on the on that cork decoy. That's awesome. So what did he do? Just hook a piece of pipe to it with some bellows at the end of it and just step on it? You fish tomorrow on that dag blasted full moon. Hey, we can go do it, Chase. Listen, I plan on. I'm serious. If the water gets right when I come out, I'm gonna be bumping up against trees with a jig right after I finish duck hunting. Oh goodness! So who else? So we got 12 people in the house. They're really nice. If you haven't already, please do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up for me. Ugly Dog Lures, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Well, we're talking ducks tonight, so if you have any questions on duck hunting or comments, Best Friend Outdoors, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. We've had some pretty good conversations tonight. We've talked about weather patterns, and we've talked about flooded cornfields and released ducks and ducks we've shot in the past and where we've shot them. We've had a pretty good conversation. For those of y'all that are just coming in, I appreciate it. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool, John. Hose to the bellows and had several in the spread. It would sit on the bellows. Had cords in front of the decoys to weight back. Would wow. A lot of history in those decoys, John. But again, for those that are just coming in, I had a day off today. I did a little bit of work on some decoys today, getting some stuff rigged up, new rigs, and putting them on decoys and fixing old rigs that needed to be worked on. Started to work on my boat a little bit to get the blind on it, but I ran out of daylight, so I might have to work on it later. Maybe a little bit this weekend. I'd be interested in. I would be very interested in who made that decoy and where that decoy was made at. The one with the duck call involved. Chase, I got to find some weights. I tell you, Chase, I have been using um, duck feet decoy anchors. Get them from Daryl Newman here in Sumter. I think you know who he is. Um, I've started going to those weights. Well, hey, listen, I've got 5 dozen teal decoys. If you want to buy them, they're already rigged up, and you can take the weights off of them. Just saying. You talking about for the current up there? Yeah. Why don't you just use Dixie cups and concrete? I don't have any more H weights. I had about 60 pounds of lead. I had in a 50 caliber ammo can, and just had a guy not too long ago. He came by and picked him up. He bought them, and he bought them, and he's going to make me some reloads. So we worked out a deal. Because that'll beat up your decoys. Okay. Well, I tell you what, Chase, I am. Yeah, I am too. I am too. I tell you, I'm really considering going to a decoy mat. And that way, I can just use one weight in that current, and still put out about 20 to 30 decoys in it on the mat, like a raft. And it folds up. It'll fold right on up. I usually on my divers, I have them on long lines, and I just take them and I have the long line, the anchor line in the bottom of the boat. The decoys go into a bag, and as I pull them out, I just attach them to the decoy line or the weight line. Oh, that's funny, Duggar. Whew. Yeah, I understand that. I can understand that. That decoy mat. Um, I don't know if you've seen the videos on that, but they put a bumper on the other side of the decoy mat, and they sent their dog, and the dog literally swam right over that decoy mat, and never got tangled up in it, and did it 2 or 3 times. I mean, that's what I'm considering doing. Rattle trap fishing, how you doing? Well, I'm definitely going to try to get down there, John. I kind of told you about the situation. Just going to have to wait and see what happens, because I know my dad wants to go down there. I got to wait and find out. Man, oh man. Let's see here. Y'all been busy with 2 puppies. Cool. Oh, you know that. I always appreciate old antique stuff. We're right at about a month, anti. Right at about a month. It opens up Thanksgiving week. I mean, I can go to, I think, North Carolina. They have a 2-day season that opens up the 29th and the 30th of October, then closes down and then comes back. We can work something out, Chase. $32 days. There you go. Back with Misfits. Thanks for coming in. Take care of yourself, brother. Come in anytime. We're right here. I appreciate your support, man. Really do. Yeah, I'm like a kid in the candy store when it comes to that stuff, that antique stuff. Most of the decoys come from the Back Bay area of Virginia. Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested to know who the maker, the decoy maker was. Man, we were hopping here earlier. Now it's kind of slowing down. I guess everybody's getting tired. Oh, goodness. Yeah, there was a lot of good decoys that came out of Georgetown. A lot of call makers and a lot of decoy makers as well in the Georgetown, Charleston area. Um, really good stuff came out of that area. That Winyah Bay. Oh, man. I just want to get down there and hunt with you a little bit, Chase, to be quite honest. I haven't hunted the coast in so long. I just want to get down there again and relearn it. Back Bay is the upper end of Currituck. Okay. You talking about this one here, Jody, or that one? This one? That's a largemouth bass. That is 14 pounds, 13 ounces. And I believe this was 6. Well, let's light a fire. Release my. You talking about this one? I'm assuming you're talking about this one right here. 14 pounds, 13 ounces. Well, I don't know which one they're talking about because my head is, a lot of times my head is in the way of that one. So I never know which one they're talking about. Yeah, I want to get down there and hunt with you, Jace. Get down there, shoot a few, cook some biscuits. Yep, all that right. Yeah, yep, right there, there. Yep. All right, Irene, you take care of yourself. Appreciate you coming in. The only problem hunting down here is all the duck. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got a little shelf over here. Let's see here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tackle boxes underneath it. All 10 million of them with daddy's money, brand new squatted trucks, and Havoc boats, and 5 dozen mallard decoys. Oh, Francis has an upper GI in the morning. Well, we'll be praying for her. Yeah, it's the new generation. It's all about the kill for them. They don't understand the history and the nuances for duck hunting. All they can think of is getting out there and shooting anything and everything they can get a hold of. Scott Martin is a Googan. $100,000 bass boat, all the gear, no damn sense. Yep. All right, Dukes, I'll give you a holler here shortly. You take care of yourself, man. Appreciate you coming in. And they don't, Chase. They really don't. You fishing? How you doing? Oh goodness. Yep. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's see here. You and me both, Chase. I would like to go down there and fish. Yeah, you might know where a few of them are hiding. Yeah, he started his career in Santee. Oh, listen, backwoods, we used to shoot real pigeons on Main Street in my hometown on Saturday mornings before the stores opened. Main Street would be lined up with pigeon hunters. Y'all call that what? Dating? Okeechobee. Jace, you need to check out Small Water Charters YouTube channel. You need to check it out because they do go out there and catch a bunch of fish. I have to give him. And we pick on each other, and I will say he's a weird looking fella because he's got this big ponytail on the back of his head. But I pick on him, and he picks on me. He better pick on me back. I would think he didn't like me if he didn't. But they can catch some fish. They know how to do it. They got it. They got it sewed up. Not much EE. This is just sitting there talking about duck hunting and different things, old antique decoys and that kind of stuff. Just kind of chilling out. Mo Homesteading, what is going on? It is so good to see you. It's a back beard. Mo, I appreciate you coming in. I really do. Mm. We're doing good, doing good. Just in my Wednesday night in the blind, talking about ducks and duck hunting and anything all pertaining to it. Then it kind of gets off the track a little bit. We talk about fishing, just so anything. Chase, you need to get back up with me. Let's get back in the swamp and catch some. I meant to do it this summer, and I just never found the time. But I wanted to float the rivers and run a crankbait off the banks, but I never did get a chance to this year. What's it going to take to get ducks back in the lake? Wow. I can tell you what it's going to take. Now, it ain't going to happen. If you remember the big drought we had many years ago when the lake went down to the rivers, that's what it's going to take. And to get grasses and stuff growing, we need food, man. We need food, and we need food, and we need a lot of cold weather, dude. It just seems like it's just every year it just doesn't get as cold as it used to, and we need the cold weather to drive these ducks down. But grasses, we need subaquatic vegetation. We need that. Whether I know they can't put hydrilla, but we need something like that. So whether it's coontail or eelgrass or something, and there's a little bit in the lake. I mean, there is a little bit, but it's not like it used to be. And and that's we need that stuff to get these ducks back here. And the only way we're going to get the concentration like we used to is have cold weather to push what we do have, push it down. But I have seen this year more vegetation than I have in the past few years. And that's just because they've kept the lake level low this year. For whatever reason they're doing it, they kept it low this year. And I've seen a lot of good stuff up there. I'm not even sure what that is, Yi. What's an in your rig? I don't even know what that is, to be quite honest. We need food, man. We need food back on the lakes. Okay, I'll have to check it out, bro. Interesting, Chase. It's a very interesting comment. Give me a call. Very interesting comment, Chase. I tell you what, Daniel, you know, it was something. It really was. Um, it was something else. It used to be. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing anything. My wife went grocery shopping the other day. She saw a little bit of a few things that were um, out of stock. The prices, of course, the prices are getting jacked up anyway. The '90s were pretty good, but 20 years before that was a whole lot better. Um, I got when I started, it was in the mid to late '70s, and it was something else. I mean, to watch mallards and blacks, and you'd see mallards coming in. The black ducks were in there. Um, it was really really crazy. Um, the mallard started going away probably in the '80s, and but there were other ducks there. There was a lot of gadwall, a lot of widgeon, a lot of good amount of pintails. Um, the canvasbacks, bluebills, the divers. I mean, they were all getting into that hydrilla, and guys were trying to get in. They had the traditional outboard motors, and a handful of us that had um, mud motors and could cut through that stuff. Um, you know, it was we could get out there and set that boat down right in the middle of that stuff and hunt and just shoot ducks all day long. Yeah, John. I mean, we never really got a lot of snow geese down here. They just wouldn't come down this far. On occasion, um, they would, but they usually were most on the coast. But the Canadas that used to come to the Santee National Wildlife Refuge was unfreaking believable. It was crazy. I've only seen a handful of snow geese actually on our lakes. I've seen quite a few of them on the coast, but I've never. Every now and then I'd see them on the lakes, but the Canadas, the mallards, it was crazy. Go get you started on the geese. Hey, I quit hunting them. I quit hunting them. Number one, the resin you can't pattern nothing. They taste like they're nasty. Uh, I just quit hunting them. Well, you can. You just got to hunt them in September and in February, which makes no sense whatsoever. That's why I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna mess with them. Yeah, I think you're right, Chase. But even when we did, you know what, Chase? Even when we did have a lot of geese in the area back in the 70s, in the 80s, when we did have, hey, John, appreciate you coming in, man. You have a good night. Sleep tight. You take care of yourself, brother. Even when we did have a lot of geese, they usually stayed on the refuge, man. And on occasion, they would come off and fly around a little bit, and the only way you get them was to pass shoot them. And you'd have to be anchored out on Line Island, right off of it, in order to to get anything. Yeah, there's if I'm not mistaken, the they because they don't the migratory Canadas don't migrate to the lower lake. They say that they migrate only to the upper lake and only to the refuge, and the two refuges there, Santee National Wildlife Refuge and the Cutto Unit. And I think that's why we can't hunt them there. But it's really weird too, because you can go down to certain parts of the upper lake where you can hunt them, and then you can. There's certain parts of the upper lake below, east of 95, where you can hunt them, but you just don't see very many there. And what you do see are residents. Oh yeah, the Cutto Unit gets freak. Yeah, it's loaded with ducks and geese. I'm going to try to get over there this year and try to get them to take me over and let me get some film of the birds that are there this year. Last year, it was loaded. I mean, it was absolutely loaded up. They love the cow crap in Wisconsin. Yeah, they flip it over and get that corn. They're like a turkey does. They flip that cow crap over and get little bugs and little kernels of corn that don't get digested. Well, guys, we have been here 2 hours tonight. It is 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening. I appreciate each and every one of you who come in. I enjoy the conversations that we're having, especially on the ducks and geese and a little bit of fishing stuff that we talked about, and I just really enjoyed it. But I think I'm gonna head off to bed. I got an early morning tomorrow, and I want to get some video stuff edited, and so I got to get a lot of that done so I can get some more videos out for y'all. Got a couple of ideas that are going through my head, so I want to get those things out so y'all can see them. But I will be here next Monday night, 8 o'clock, for the Monday Night Lives. So anyway, well, cool, Mo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, guys, appreciate y'all coming in. Thanks for coming. We will see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365.